so good to see you. We miss you guys so much. Raise your hand if you went to the drive-in movie last night. We did. It was so much fun. All right, this week we are going to the Museum of History where we are going to learn the next 12 books of the Bible. So make sure you get out your road maps and let's start our journey. All right, let's go.
Hi kids, are you ready for today's trip? I guess I have all my stuff packed, my snorkel, my flippers, my swimsuit, my climbing rope, my hiking shoes, my kayak, my stand-up paddleboard.
Hey Jen, I'm ready to go too. I have my map and my snacks.
Cool.
I sure had fun this week in the land of the law. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
Yeah, I liked swimming in the Red Sea and climbing Mount Nebo and Mount Sinai. And I really like thinking about how God redeems his people. Redemption is a great new word for me, and I wrote it on my map.
That's a great idea. And that is a great word. And I like learning the word Pentateuch as another name for those first 5 books of the Bible. Hey Jen, I didn't know your name was really Genesis.
Well, actually, my first name is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth.
Whoa, no kidding. Huh. Well, where does the map say we go next? Kids at home, can you tell us where we're going next?
That's right, the Museum of History.
How do we get there?
Well, Deuteronomy, the last book in the land of the law, ends as Joshua leads the people across the Jordan River into Jericho. God stopped up the water and they crossed on dry land.
Well, that sounds a lot like when Moses led the people across the Red Sea after God dried a path for them.
It was. But remember that almost all of the people who left Egypt with Moses had died in the wilderness. And so now this new generation was getting to see God at work.
Well, Jen, we can't drive across the river. How do we get there?
There's a bridge there now, silly.
Oh, that works. I hope that museum has a snack shop because I'm hungry.
Of course. Here we are! Yay!
It's so big.
Wow.
Well, hi there. I'm tour guide Tim. Welcome to the Museum of History. What are your names?
I'm Jen.
Hello, Jen.
And I'm Matt. And you sure look like my friend Neil.
You know what? I bet your friend Neil is an amazing guy.
Yes.
Well, welcome.
Thanks.
Welcome to the museum. You know, in the museum there are 3 floors, yes, and they contain 12 books of the Bible right after what's called the Pentateuch. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Hey, we know that word.
Yeah,
It
we
means
do.
the books of the law.
Yeah.
Genesis,
Exodus, Leviticus,
Numbers, Deuteronomy.
Fantastic. Yes, that's right. These books tell the long story of Israel, God's chosen people. It starts with going into the promised land and ends by being captured as prisoners and taken to Babylon. There's about 1,000 years in there. Yes. There are so many true stories about this time. God has made sure that the people and events that he desired to be remembered are included in these 12 books.
Cool.
All the rest of the Old Testament, except Job, except Job, take place within these years. Our tour starts at the top floor. Follow me to the elevator.
Okay.
Can I get a snack first?
Oh, Matt.
Welcome to the 3rd floor. We've arrived. Here we are with all of these amazing books and displays and...
Bless you.
Thank you. It's quite dusty as many of these things are just so old. But don't let that stop me. Please feel free to check out any and all of the displays. In fact, the first one over here, this is Joshua. Yes, it's about Joshua. And while you guys are looking, for you at home, I brought some visuals. Fantastic. As I said, the first book is Joshua. Can you see the people gathered up ready to go across the river? Yes, Joshua is talking to them. And you know what he's saying? Well, I'll tell you. He's saying, don't forget to trust and obey God. The people reply, we won't. This generation was so faithful to God. Just a marvelous display, marvelous display. Over here, directly to the right, as you guys can see, right here is Judges. Now, Judges, not Joshua, but both start with J, tells the story of the people of Israel in the Promised Land. After everyone who knew Joshua had died, their children forgot about God. It's not really good, is it, guys?
No, that's not good.
No. People forget God. God's presence leaves. Trouble came. People cried out to God. God sent help. Oh, excuse me. I just get so emotional sometimes. But I digress. God's presence brings peace and blessing over and over and over again. There were judges in Israel to help people decide right from wrong. But the last verse in the book of Judges says, are you ready, Matt? Everyone did what was right in his own eyes. That wasn't very good.
That sounds a lot like redemption.
That's right. God kept redeeming them.
Why couldn't they remember God?
Well, guys, people forget things very easily. But I digress. Quickly, let's go over here to the right. Why don't you guys go check out Ruth, the very next display. In fact, you at home, let me show you this. Now, Ruth, yes, I said Ruth, kind of like the candy bar, is a beautiful story of a family during the times of the Judges. It is a reminder that God sees everyone and rewards faithfulness.
Hey, my name's Ruth too.
Excuse me. I thought your name was Jen.
Oh, well, it is. It's Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go down to the next floor, shall we?
Yeah.
And here we are on the 2nd floor. Welcome to the firsts and the seconds. 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, and Matt, check this out, 1st and 2nd Chronicles.
That's a lot of first and seconds.
It's only 3, but together they tell one long story. Why don't you guys go check out the displays and I'll show these guys at home what we got here. Now, like we said, 1st and 2nd Samuel in the beginning. 1 Samuel is the story of the last judge who was named, that's right, Samuel. And the first king named Saul, who did not have a heart for God. It also has many stories about a guy named David. Now, David David was a guy who had a heart for God. And in 2 Samuel, it tells the story of the shepherd boy, David, finally becoming the second king. Now, King David had a whole heart for God, and he's also known as a friend of God. Now, hey guys, come check this one out. We got through with that. Let's go to the next one. Come look at this.
Whoa, what is it?
1 Kings. Yeah, look at that, Matt. 1 Kings is the record of David's son. You want to guess his name?
David.
Oh, that was a good guess, Matt. It was close. His name's Solomon.
Oh.
Yeah. And he became the third king. He had a divided heart for God, though. Solomon was known as the wisest man, but he didn't always make wise decisions. He did build the beautiful temple in Jerusalem as a dwelling place for God and a place for people to worship God. And now we get into the kingdom divided, where the kingdom divides. 2 Kings tells of the kingdom of Israel being divided after King Solomon because his heart was divided, now showing that there are two kingdoms, Israel to the north and Judah to the south.
That's really sad. I'm really sad about that.
I know. Isn't that sad?
Hey, Matt, don't cry.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. Go grab a tissue. We're going to move on to the next one here real quick. 1 Chronicles. 1 Chronicles is a review. It's a who's who of King David's family and the government. It looks at the details of King David's rule from another view. And then, like you guys know, this is 1st and 2nd Chronicles. It's another review of the two nations. It tells the story of the divided kingdom of Israel and Judah and their tragic history because they had kept forgetting God. Guys, do you think it's good to forget God?
No, not at all.
No.
Absolutely not.
Bad.
Okay, back in character. Israel had no good kings, so God sent them Elijah and Elisha as prophets.
Ooh.
Yes, Judah did a little better with some good kings and some bad kings.
Oh, no.
I'm still feeling kind of depressed.
Oh, Matt, I'm so sorry, my brother. But it is kind of depressing. However, throughout the books are individual reminders of how God is looking for people who will follow him, his rewards, and he remembers them. And that's what can make us feel good, right?
Oh, I feel a lot better now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. All right, guys, we've got...
Bless you.
I keep forgetting how dusty these books are and displays, but nevertheless,
You're not supposed to sneeze.
I apologize. One more floor. Let's get to our last floor.
Okay.
Okay.
And welcome to our final floor. We made it.
It's getting long.
I apologize, but let's go ahead and I'm going to send you guys over there. I want you to go check out the displays of Ezra.
Great.
So check it out while I tell these guys at home a little bit about it. Now, we're going to talk about the book of Ezra. Because of not following God's ways, God allowed both Israel and Judah to be beaten in battle and taken away as slaves. But before the kingdoms were destroyed, God promised that after 70 years in captivity, the people would be allowed to go home. And the book of Ezra tells us of the first groups of Israelites that had been taken captive as slaves and were allowed to leave Persia and head home.
I like that.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Now, the first group was led by someone named Zerubbabel.
Ooh.
Zerubbabel.
Bless you.
Zerubbabel.
That's a great name.
Zerubbabel.
It is.
Zerubbabel. That's the sound my car makes.
Can you say Zerubbabel? Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel.
Zerubbabel. Word of the day. Now, when they got there, the country was in ruins. All things had been destroyed and not rebuilt for all those years, and only a very few people were still living there. They had to rebuild the temple in Jerusalem, and then Ezra led another group and called them to remember God.
Let's go look, Dan. Let's go look. Let's go look.
And while they're looking, guys, they're going to check out the display next to it called Nehemiah. Now, Nehemiah tells of another man who led a third group back to help rebuild the wall around Jerusalem so the people would be safe and the country could grow. And then finally, our last book, the best book, Esther. Esther is a book about a brave and faithful woman. Just like Ruth, the faithfulness of Esther is rewarded and remembered. God used her to save her people. She was put in that place for such a time as this.
Cool places. Wow, so many people. Some with faith, some without.
Things don't go so well when people don't obey God and His ways.
That reminds me of last week, Matt, when we talked about God telling people the right way to do things. And when you don't, things break. Like when your car, you put water in your gas tank instead of gas.
Well, it is awfully easy to take shortcuts and forget to do the right thing.
I think they need help.
You guys are so right. The people coming needed redemption. And these stories have been mentions of a coming Redeemer, one who would be in the line of David and come to save the people. Well, all right, guys, that ends the tour, but let's try saying these 12 books of history together. Yeah, because it's going to help us to remember that they can be divided into threes. So the first ones are Joshua, Judges, Ruth.
Joshua, Judges, Ruth.
Awesome. Next ones, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles.
1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles.
Nice. And last, Ezra, Nehemiah, and Esther.
Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther.
Yay!
Good job, guys. Well, hey, I hope you enjoyed the tour. Now, the tickets you guys gave me in the very beginning, those are good for a week. So if you want to stay for a while, you're welcome to come back and visit for a closer view of many of these awesome
Bless you.
Thank you.
We should definitely stay for a week. There's a lot of good kings and bad kings that I want to learn about.
Well, I'm happy to stay, but first, can we finally get a snack?
Okay. Next up, snacks and the gift shop.
Yay!
See you next week.
Thank you, Tim, Matt, and Jen for that awesome lesson through the Museum of History. You know what I like to do when I go on road trips? What? I love to listen to music, and I especially love to listen to worship music. So I want everybody to stand up and let's get ready to sing and dance.
Everybody stand up. Here we go.
Show me how to
Great job worshiping, guys. And we also want to wish a big happy birthday to some special friends. Happy birthday, Warren, Elijah, Fair, and Philip.
Yes, have a very happy birthday, and everybody have a great week, and do not forget to practice your Books of the Bible song. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.